Blue Jenkins sitting outside, enjoying this day. I was just going live. Shit, ain't nobody live. Well, I ain't see nobody live. I'm just jumping on, seeing what's good with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up for a minute. I hope everybody having a good successful day. You know what I'm saying? There's some good things going on. I see one person hit the like button. What up, though? What's good with it? I hope everybody doing, like I said, I hope everybody having a great day, successful money day. You know what I'm saying? I hope that all is well. What up, though, to the one person in the chat? What's good with it? I don't know if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me clear? I just, give me a what up, though, so I can know you can hear me, because I ain't plugged into my hearing aids right now. Lester, what up, though? What's good with it, bro? Hope all is well with you, bro. I've been seeing your lives, bro. You've been going in, bro. I've been catching the replays. I see you going wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but it's well deserved and well earned. So I respect it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So yeah, though. I said I wasn't gonna do something. I'm gonna stick with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I was just jumping on, just talk about some stuff real quick. Cash, what's good with your sister? I hope all is well with you. You know what I'm saying? I hope all is well with your sister. Yeah, so I just got I was on Facebook earlier, and I was watching watching General, my General, he out there in Jamaica right now, and he's out there doing search and rescue right now, and I saw a few things on Facebook. He's he lost a couple of his family members, and he's coming across a lot of people that's you know that were missing and found and not not living, and it's been very stressful for the team that we got out there. So it's kind of I was just just thinking about a lot of things when I was just watching watching the devastation of what happened in Jamaica, because I got people out there too, you know what I'm saying? And fortunately, the people that I got out there is not in in a dire situation that, the people that he's helping, they're not in that dire situation, but it's still bad out there. And, I just wanted to talk about, what I'm saying, like, you know, helping people. No, I'm not from Germany. I'm from Michigan. Damn it, I forgot to. Kez, I think I'm gonna make you and Uncle L mods when I go live later. I'm gonna make y'all mods if you in there. So you know, yeah, I'm praying for everybody out in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying, and not just my people. I'm praying for everybody out there because he did a he let us know, like, I see stuff that's not on the news. So he, his boots on the ground. So he's actually out there in the devastation and the destruction. And he did an update, and I could tell in his face that it's a lot stressful for those people that's out there who's doing search and rescue and helping, and just, I mean, it looks like it's very stressful, and I wanted to, I just wanted to say that we gotta it's your son's birthday. Oh, Kez, happy heavenly birthright to your son, Kez. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that this live that I'm doing right now, I hope that it help a little bit. I know that my words don't mean that much, but you know what I'm saying? You and I have a similar situation. So, you know what I'm saying? You are always in my prayers, and I always think about you, and hope that you staying focused and doing everything for the rest of your family, because I know the struggle it is to to go through that. You know what I'm saying? I know the struggle. I cannot literally say it, so You know, your prayers are all. I'm always praying for you, always. You know, and maybe not praying, but sending good vibrations and let it, you know, sending the spirits, letting them know that you know, it's you know, you got somebody who sincerely care about you, and I don't know you, but I know your situation, so I sincerely care. And you know, I hope that, you know, not hope, but I wish positive for you, and you stay focused, and you know, hey, I'm with you, sis. You know, it's what it is, and I appreciate you, because when I have my bad moments, you show up, and you know, you say the right things to get me back on track. So I appreciate you too, and it's always respect, sister. You know, highly favored, respect to you. You know, so you know, with the stuff that I've been seeing, you know, like I say, I see the stuff that's going on. Highly favored, all the way respect to you, sister. You know, it's things that I see, you know, that the news don't show, and I see the people faces and stuff like that. So you know, I really got to thinking about, you know what I'm saying, just the acts of kindness that you know, the little acts of kindness that you could do for somebody can go a long way. And you know, we're talking about the people who losing their homes, their land, you know, the people that they love, they losing everything. And you know, the people that's going to help find their missing family members and stuff like that. You know, I know that it's stressful, because when I participated in, you know, search and rescue, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't always a pretty sight. You know, it didn't always end well or on a good note, and it wasn't always the good story at the end. And some of those stories were bad, you know. And it's just, you know, seeing the faces of a fellow brother and a fellow soldier, you know, to see him out there, you know, doing the work, knowing that he lost some people, and you know what I'm saying, he got to put his emotions aside to help, excuse me, to help people that he don't know. You know what I'm saying? He don't know none of these, you know, he knows some people out there, but he don't know everybody out there. So he's, you know, he do that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the end of the day, we all supposed to, you know, we supposed to help each other. And you know, just a random act of kindness for somebody else could go a long way, and it could help them. And you know, just that one little thing can be something great to somebody else. You know, and you know, I'm watching men, you know, real men and real soldiers getting out there and helping these people. And I wish that I stayed closer, because maybe I would have took a flight and went out there myself. So you know. And if he called, you know, and if General called me, shit, I'm taking my ass out there anyway. So, you know, I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got people in your life that you love, you know what I'm saying? If you got people in your life that you don't like, and people that you hate, and you know, people that you don't want to deal with, and I mean, just people in general, somebody in your life that you care about, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait to something happen for you to tell them that you care about them, you know, that you love them. You know, don't wait till it's too late, and then, you know what I'm saying, you gotta say the things, you know, give people their flowers when they're alive. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till the funeral to say it. You know, let them know. Like, call and check on your elders, call and check on your brother, call and check on your sister, call and check on the people that you love, that you care about, because you never know what they're going through. And you know, one of the veterans that I went to therapy with, you know what I'm saying, I just found out, you know, he I ain't gonna say his name, but you know, we was going to therapy together. You know, I was going through my mental stuff. You know, I went to therapy and shit, and come to find out, you know, 2 days ago, he offed himself in his driveway. You know what I'm saying? His wife called me in the morning and was like, "I need you to come by." And I'm like, you know, what's wrong? She was like, you know, I found him in the driveway, you know. And I went out there to see her, and we talked for a minute. And you know, she had called some of his other battle buddies and shit like that, and them dudes, you know, they like, well, you know, they ain't show up. So I was the one who was I was the one she called, because me and him was kind of close, going through therapy. Our situations wasn't the same, but we were in therapy together. So, I went out there and talked to her, and, she was telling me would nobody else come out to see her, and, she glad that he got a friend like me, and, and, it's just like, I was kind of devastated because me and this guy was cool, you know what I'm saying? And, he took his life, you know what I'm saying? He lost some people in his family, and he got into a depressive state, and, he wasn't answering my phone calls for a minute, but we ended up talking back. But, I would call and check on him like once a week, even because after the session or whatever, we still kept in contact. So, it's like, you never know what people going through, you know what I'm saying? So, sometimes it's okay to reach out to them and just say, hey, what's up? How you doing? I just called to see if you all right. And, if you close by, get in your car, go drive by and see you, you know what I'm saying? And, or go take them out somewhere, like go take them to the water. I mean, whatever they like to do, you know what I'm saying? Do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I heard about that. 24 years old. Like, people don't understand, like, a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, emotionally. And, you know what I'm saying, any slight thing could trigger them, and make them snack and snap. And then they can go, homicidal or suicidal. It's like you have to, you know what I'm saying? It's like we have to be more mindful of each other. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't like somebody, just don't fuck with them. Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? If you like a person, don't antagonize them. You know what I'm saying? Just, we need to start being better people to each other, and if we're not gonna be better, and respect to you, sister. You know what I'm saying? It's always respect, my sister. You know. So it's I'm just trying to reach out an olive branch to people that, you know what I'm saying, or not even an olive branch. I'm just trying to, let people know, like, sometimes you got to go, love, lays, respect to you, sister. You know. If they come in here talking crazy and stuff like that, you can time them off for 86K. I don't care. Hey, my mom, if you got a mom stick, do whatever you feel, Oh yeah, Lovelace, I got your candy cigarettes. I got them. But had I known, that if I had known like what was going on, I probably would have, made a better effort to reach out to him. So it happened, and I feel a certain type of way about it, but I understand that we all go through stuff that we all go through stuff. So but if you got somebody in you know what I'm saying, somebody, some elders in your family, and like I said, just reach out to them and just check on them, because it's a lot. This world is not, some people can handle what life throw at them, and some people can't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that whoever can't, then this and that. All I'm saying is that you never know who can handle it, because the strongest person could, the person who shows that they're the strongest person is normally not the strongest person. It's the person that people think is the weakest person is the one who's the most strongest. So just just if you got somebody, like I said, you got somebody in your family and stuff like that, just reach out to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my, what I'm saying, general out in Jamaica. And he, what I'm saying, he losing his family. He watching other people lose their family, and I can imagine what he's seeing. Because I've experienced it. So I'm just like, life is more precious than we think. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is precious. And if you wasting your life being angry and fighting and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I had to, to back off and ease up a little bit, because I was taking it serious and I was getting homicidal. Like I was getting to a point where I wanted to make the people who said things that were hurtful to me, I wanted them to hurt the same. And that's not who I am, but that's what I was beginning to feel. So I stepped back, and I'm watching, I'm watching, the stuff that we can't see on the news and shit. I'm watching, I'm watching the devastation of these people who done lost people, and it's just like, it's like damn, like shit, like, and I'm just, I'm gracious that I do have people that do love me and care about me enough to check on me and make sure I'm good, and to to make sure that I'm still in solid mind, because sometimes I steer off because, I get to thinking about my boys, and I get to thinking about my friend and, my best friend, and I get to think about a lot of stuff. And, sometimes I'm not all right and I'm not okay. You know what I'm saying? But I got people who, check on me, so, I'm just saying that, the it only take 5 minutes to call and say, what up though? You okay? You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta go watch your way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people say they don't have enough time to do this and they don't have time to do that, but it only takes 5 minutes to call and check on somebody, just to make sure that they to make sure that they okay, you know. Fortunately, my dad and my mom, they raised me to be a little bit more emotionally disciplined, but it's a lot of times I'm not emotionally disciplined, so even the strongest need somebody to call and check on them sometimes, and I'm just watching my brother, what I'm saying, I could see it in his face how hurt he is. But he went there for a mission, and he has to do a job that he committed to. And I'm just proud of all of my brothers, that Black Panther brothers, that went out there to help. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's look, Cavs, it's so much going on in this world. It's like the it's like an intentional sabotaging. It seems like it's just intention, like regular people sabotaging themselves. The government, like all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's like they want us to destroy each other, and it's working to some degree. And some of us are allowing it to destroy us. And me, I'm not gonna I'm gonna do my best not to be destructive. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't be destructive. I can be violent. I can be everything that I'm not supposed to be. I can be it, but I don't. I'm not gonna indulge in that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people criticize me for my artist name. You know what I'm saying? And say, oh, you evil and all this other stuff. But regardless to what my name is, my actions are the direct opposite of what people think. And it's like, you know they say that you're not supposed to have hate in your heart, and it's a couple people that I hate, but I don't wish harm or hate on them. It's like, okay, I hate these people, I'm gonna stay away from them, I'm gonna no stay my distance. And it's just like, it's just like it's just time. It's especially with all of this stuff going on with the government and all this other stuff. What I'm saying, it's just like we need to be more together now than we need to be separated from each other. You know, I you know I walk two kids to the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't out in the street like that. And, I don't have any regrets about it, and I had, I had, well, I took the opportunity to, whatever I had to say to my sons, I said it, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing left unsaid. So I didn't have to, I didn't have those feelings of regret, or, I didn't have those feelings like I didn't get an opportunity, because I never, I never, I always say what I gotta say. I just say it like that. I always say what I gotta say, whether it hurts you or not. I say what I gotta say, and I never mean it in malice or ill intent, But I say what I gotta say, and I mean it, And my elders are getting old. You know what I'm saying? And most of their kids don't go see them, and I call and check on my elders all the time. I call. Maybe if it's once a month, and maybe I need to be a little bit better with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm taking a shot for, what I'm saying, all the fallen soldiers out there, all the people that lost somebody, all the people that's hurting right now, all the people that's trying to, deal with depression and deal with the things that's going on in their life. I'm gonna take a shot for y'all, because, what I'm saying, like, I'm in a good state of mind. I'm not violent or aggressive, or I'm not any of that. I'm at sort of a peace. I'm at sort of peace right now. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's people that's not in that. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, shout out, a shot for y'all. Yeah, Miss Ann, for a long time, you know what I'm saying, I did, like, when I lost my best friend, I felt like I could have did more, you know what I'm saying, and I had regrets with her. When it came to my sons, I had that feeling too, but I realized that I couldn't, it wasn't nothing that I could do, you know what I'm saying, I was away, had I been there, maybe the situation may have been different, but the way that it happened is the way that it happened. So I don't have regrets anymore, and that was, I had what they call victim's guilt. Like I felt like I should have been the one to I should have wanted to been in a place and stuff like that. So I'm I don't have that anymore. I realized that it wasn't nothing that I could do, and I just had to accept it. So I'm not you know I'm not I'm not hurt about that. I'm still hurt about the situation, but I'm not, I don't have that, I could have did more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey Kevs, and you got somebody that, what I'm saying, who can relate, and and sister, I'm gonna tell you, you know, um, it's nothing you could have done, you know. I don't know your situation, so let me not say that. You know, when the way that things happen, it's like, maybe it was a reason why I wasn't there. You know, maybe, maybe I was supposed to be there, but I turned left instead of turning right. Like, it could have been. It's a lot of things that could have and should have, and what I'm learning is that, I'm the way that the way that it happens is the way that it happens, and what determines my future is what I do now. And what I'm doing now is I'm trying to be, at this moment, an advocate for, people, you know just being better people to other people, because you know what I'm saying, helping other people, you know what I'm saying, like, helping other people do something for you, and you might not think it does, but it doing something for somebody else is like, it's like I pass $1 to one person and they pass it to the other one. Yeah, hey, Kevs, trust me, Kevs, I know. Like, shit, it's only been 3 years. It's about to be 4. Like, it seemed like yesterday. So I know exactly what you're going through. You know, yeah, But shout out if you got a glass of water, some tea, some juice, some water, whatever you got. You know, I'm taking a shot with y'all. Cheers for the people that's no longer here, and what I'm saying, and their families, because it's a lot of us that's hurting out here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take a shot with y'all. And I'm outside of my house. I'm not at the park. I'm not driving. So and yeah, and I know that we in the beef sector, and I know this, what I'm saying, this probably ain't for everybody, but I'm like, I'm watching my brother, he going through something. I'm watching other people going through stuff. I'm seeing shit on the news. It's just so much going on, and I felt like, I should just come up and, just say something. I don't know if what I'm saying is positive or nothing like that, but it's sometimes the boring shit is necessary, or it has to be said. Kevs, and like I said, my prayers are always with you, sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. It's hard, you know, burying your kids. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the hardest things that burying your children or a child or the person that you love, or the person you in love with, is the hardest thing that you ever have to do in life. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that, and to make a mockery of it, to laugh at it, and to be disrespectful about it is like you don't know the mind state of people. You don't know how far they willing to go to protect that name and honor that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, yeah, Cavs, and hey, look, Cavs, like I said, like, I know what you're going through. So shit, anytime I'm live and I or whatever, you just know you got a brother in me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta say nothing more, because you know what it is. It's just, it's hard for people out here, and it's like, sometimes all you need is just a fucking hug. Shit, a phone call, or you need some, you know, Lovelace. You know what I'm saying? I went to, I was in therapy for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, during that time, I was in therapy and stuff was going on, and I was in a weak state of mind, and my judgment was off. And when I first lost my best friend, I didn't remember 2 years of my life. Like, 2 years of my life went away. Like, after I had to deal with the beneficiary stuff and the funeral and all that other stuff, my mind went blank, and I lost 2 years of my life. Like, I don't remember 2 years of my life after I lost my best friend. Like, I don't remember shit. Like, I remember bits and pieces, and when I talk to certain people, they be like, "Yo, you remember you did this?" And I'm like, "Yo, like, nah." And the reason I woke up, because one day somebody on Facebook reached out to me. Yeah, look, and I already know. Damn. When it was a young lady on Facebook. I don't even remember. I remember her name, but she reached out to me, called me on Messenger, was like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And then she just started talking to me, and and telling me, everything gonna be all right and everything. This is a stranger. This is just a random woman who on Facebook, and she just called me. And I woke up. I came back to reality. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mika, respect to you, sister. And I had woke up. Oh, yeah, hey, Kevs, you know what it is. And I woke up and I looked in the mirror. I had more gray hair. I didn't even recognize who the fuck I was. I was picked up a whole bunch of weight. Like I didn't even recognize who I was. I was like looking in the mirror at a stranger, like, yeah, I'm feeling my face and shit. I'm like, damn, where the fuck I been at? And my wife had told me I would just come home because I used to do I used to take one of my mom friends to work, and I'd take her to work back and forth every day. I don't remember none of that shit. But I looked at myself and I was like, damn, like I done got fat and gray hair and I don't know what the fuck going on. And, it was just like that one act of kindness woke me up because I probably just still been gone had she not reached out to me. So when I reach out to her, what I'm saying, every now every now and then, what I'm saying, I always tell her thank you, what I'm saying, and I let her know how valuable her words were for me, because I was gone. I mean, my wife would tell me I would come home after dropping my mom coworker off. I would come home and sit in the motherfucking room in the dark. No TV, no light. You know what I'm saying? If the sunlight didn't, if this, when the sun went down, my lights was off and I was sitting in a room. And she said I would just sit in the room in the dark. And I would just sit there for hours. She was like, she would talk to me and had conversations with her. She said I would have conversations with her, but I came home and sat in a dark ass room and I just turned the lights off and shit. And I was like, damn, I did that. And she was like, yeah. And it was a couple clients that told me they loved the artwork that I did for them and shit. I was like, I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. Like my it was almost like my spirit left my body and my body was on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? And it took the words of a stranger to wake me up, you know. It took a while to wake up, but once I woke up, I started getting better, eating right and doing better, started taking better care of myself, and then, the incident with my sons happened. So I had just started healing from one and then something else happened. You know what I'm saying? And then it was double that. So it was like everything was just my life was in chaos, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't have people to check on me to make sure that I was okay, you know what I'm saying? I'd probably be in a driveway too, you know? I'd have been messed up, but that's why, that's why a lot of the times, you know what I'm saying, my best friend made me promise that I would change my life, you know what I'm saying, and I would put my weapons down and I would stop being aggressive and violent. And she made me promise that. So I've been maintaining the promise. I've been doing my best. And she told me, she made me promise to always be the man that she fell in love with. So that's why I'm respectful. That's why I'm a little bit more laid back or a little more calm when it comes to aggressive situations, because I still remember that I made her that promise. You know what I'm saying? And she made me promise to always be the man that she fell in love with. And that's the promise I made her. So I gotta maintain that. You know what I'm saying? Fat T, respect to you, Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And it's just like, I still try to maintain that promise. And it's just like, provoking me is is testing that promise that I made, you know, because I wasn't as I wasn't a great guy like I am right now. I was nothing like this. I was aggressive, hot tempered, snap on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got one time to say some fucked up shit to me, and I might pull a weapon on you. Or, I was something else. I'll just say that I was something else. So You know, I had somebody come into my life to tighten me up and tamper me down. You know, the screws that I had loose, they tightened them up. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had that. So I was fortunate to find somebody to bring the calm to the storm, you know, or, you know what I'm saying, you know, tone down the fire a little bit. You know, so I was fortunate to have these people in my life. So, you know, it's just, you know, my whole point of getting up on here was just to, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, you got people in your family, you know what I'm saying, that people in your family, you know, people that you know, some elders, some, you know, somebody you know that's going through something, or, you know what I'm saying, just calling, you know, just say what up though. You know what I'm saying? You all right? I just wanted to know how you was doing, how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? Take, you know, like I said, it don't take that long to motherfucking, you know, to say hello. You know, it don't take that long to check on nobody. You know. You know, hey Mika, look, like I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't know if, you know, I ain't gonna repeat what I said. You know, this video, I ain't gonna have this that long, so, you know. Oh, and look, and I said that this is what my channel was initially supposed to be anyway. You know, it wasn't supposed to be arguing and going back and forth with strangers. It was supposed to be about real life. You know what I'm saying? Situations that's you know, that we going through. You know, because, you know, we need it. You know, we need to, you know, we need to have this. You know what I'm saying? These type of conversation, because it's people that's hurting out here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know why my battle buddy took his life. I don't even know what he was going through, because the conversations that we had, you know, he was good, you know, like he was good. He was, you know, he was getting better, you know, even after therapy, because, you know, we went to the park a couple times and just chopped it up. You know, he's a recovering alcoholic, so he didn't get none to drink. But when we went to the watershed, you know what I'm saying, I had my drink masked in something else. So, you know what I'm saying, I was still able to drink and chill, you know, because, you know, drinking it was a problem at one time, but it's not like a issue that hinders anything. But, you know, but he didn't know shit. You know, and it's, you know, it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people be depressed, and, you know, they don't have nobody to talk to, or don't have nobody to you know, to communicate their problems with, or just even, you know what I'm saying? And most of the time when you're depressed, you just be, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna just say, for me, sometimes you just want to talk to somebody. Yeah, you know, I'm losing people that I fucking care about. You know what I'm saying? To violence. Death been dancing around me since I was a kid, and I've been losing people since since I 19. It all started 1992, and just people dying, 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 dying. You know, violence, natural causes, illness, disease. You know, just dying, 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 dying. People close to me, people that I love, and death been dancing around me, and it's like, damn, like, shit. You know, and at one point I wish death would have came for me. You know, I was asking for death to come, and I was just in jeopardizing and endangering my life for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, old driver. Yeah, that's, you know, shit. You know, motherfuckers, you know, and see, people don't understand. Like, when veterans go off, you know what I'm saying, they lose their families, they lose their house, they lose their, you know, their livelihoods, and then they got to come back and to an empty nest. And it's like, damn, like, I had everything before I left, and then, you know, they go and we go to fight and all type of shit, and then we come home to nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have nobody. We don't have no help. We don't have nobody to talk to. We don't have the things that we need to get ourselves acclimated back to being civilians. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, it's a lot of stuff that's that we don't talk about because, you know, it's one of those conversations where it's uncomfortable and people don't really want to, you know, talk about it, you know. So, but, you know, I'm going to talk about it because I'm not afraid, you know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to talk about the things that's, you know, I'm not afraid to. Hold on, y'all. I see somebody walking. I better keep walking, nigga. My bad, y'all. I'm see how fast I change? Like unfamiliar, I snap. You know what I'm saying? Get silent, and I use my ears as my eyes, and my eyes as my ears. So I'm, you know. But I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean it. I apologize. You know, but you know, I'm not afraid to have these tough conversations. Well, I'm not afraid to have these conversations. You know, like, you know, we raise, you know. Hey, and you saw how fast I turned, like. Look, hey, I'm like a dog. I'm territorial. You know, I'm in front of my house, so, you know, you come in front of my house, I'm like, yo, I'm on 100. You know, I'm paying. You know, I don't know if y'all can hear the dog, but it's a dog right there. You know what I'm saying? He just pulled up and then he walked slow and then he looked on the side of my house. So I'm paying attention to what the fuck he doing, because he looking on the side of my house like, yo, what the fuck you doing? You know, but he kept walking. But, you know, oh yeah, you know, kids, you know, like y'all get to see the real me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get to see the real me. And, you know, sometimes it's an asshole, sometimes it's abrasive, sometimes it's crazy, you know, and then most of the time it's just regular, you know. So, you know, I'm just regular old me. Oh yeah, you definitely about to get kicked up out of here, bruh. You know, I'm just oh, and yeah, you, hey, look, hide them motherfuckers, and hey, I ain't tripping. Hide it. Look, and you have anything that you want to do up in here, feel free. All my mods, you know what I'm saying? You know what it is. I already I told anybody who I made a mod. This the rules over here. Yeah, you know. And you know, it's just sad. You know, you know, this was a guy that I talked to and shit, and, you know, we both was going through something, and, we laughed and cracked jokes, played chess. You know what I'm saying? He turned into my brother, and come to find out he wasn't happy with life, so he took it. You know, and it's like, damn, like, shit, like, this a stranger that I became friends with. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's like we all going through something, like, hell, like, shit. I'm gonna spread the word. Shit, call somebody. You know, talk to somebody. If you, what's up, Don Dallas? Respect to you, bro. You know, yeah. You know, hey, look, Mika, this is a real conversation. I'm trying to be on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be recognized for bullshit. I want to be recognized for the realness, or the real things that I could talk about, the real things that I could bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? And, you know. So. Oh yeah, Love Laces. Yeah, my battle buddy, his wife called me two mornings ago. You know, and you know what I'm saying? She called me and was just like she needed to talk to me, and dude off himself in the driveway. I ain't even gonna say hi, say what it is, but it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, shit. You know, that gotta be the hardest thing to do, to wake up and, you know, the person that you loved and took their life and shit. Like, I can't imagine what that feels like. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just crazy that, you know, it's just like, damn. I mean, I really don't know what to say, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing I can say is, like, if you got somebody, love them. You know what I'm saying? Just love them. You know what I'm saying? Just love them. Just do what you do and shit. You know what I'm saying? What up, though, Tony? What's good with it? Hey, I'm on YouTube, but you come on.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah. No, I'm on you. I'm on YouTube. I'm actually on. What up, though? Say
what up, though? Hey, I'm FBI though. I can't be showing my face.
You know what to do, bro. Hey, you know I love you, bro.
I love you too, man. I'm holding your gold money for you though.
Oh yeah.
I still got it whenever you're ready.
Oh, I'm gonna be back over to get it in a couple days or so.
Oh yeah, either way it's fine.
Yeah.
Or we can wait till Thanksgiving. It's up to you.
Hey, all right. Hey,
it ain't going nowhere.
Appreciate you for holding for me, bro.
It's tucked away safely.
All right.
Other than that, all is well, my man. He let me use the thing. You see, I had a flat, but my man had that.
Yeah.
Got it off. You need to help me get Jack off. Come back in business.
Oh yeah, hey, you should have hollered at me. I got a jack. I don't got that little spin thing.
That's the only thing I needed because me and what's called little nephew was here, little Gerard.
Yeah.
We couldn't crank it. I was like, dang.
Oh,
but,
I got that. Yeah, hey, I got the heavy duty jack. I'll get that motherfucker up.
Well, if he sleep, I want to call you for sure.
Yeah, just hit me up. You already know. All right, Tony. Oh yeah. All right, bro. Oh yeah. Yeah, y'all. I mean, no, hey, look, he was just joking. Yeah, that's you see what I'm talking about? Like, look, that's my neighbor across the street. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a guy that look out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like we look out for each other. This is what I you know what I'm saying? I'm a pillar in my community when it comes to the kids, when it comes to the other grown-ups and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, this is what we do around here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he was just joking with the Fed shit. Like, that's my guy Tony though. Shit, I didn't want to get because I needed a couple dollars. I hit a little bad moment, and I was like, look, I got this gold, trade me dollars, and I come back and get it. So he been, shit, they done had that shit for like a couple weeks and shit. So I was like, he like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm like, yeah, shit, I'll be back for it. And you know, we basically family. You know what I'm saying? This is my family around here. You know what I'm saying? These my kids around here. These my brothers out here. These the elders out here with me. You know what I'm saying? And I give them respect off the rear. I mean, you saw I told them I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like people like, oh, you gay for telling the man you love him. Like I love him. That's my neighbor. And if he need me, I'm gonna show the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm not insecure about my manhood because I've been a man since I was a kid. Shit. Take another shot for the ones we love. You know. Cheers. But yeah, you know, it's just, you know, I felt like I needed to have this conversation, you know, like because, you know, we spend so much time fighting and mad and wanting to beat each other up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, let me be the one person to say, maybe we should love each other a little bit. And if you don't want to love nobody, just let that your ass go. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Don't deal with them. You know, walk away. You know, just, you know, because life is precious and it's too short. You know what I'm saying? And you never know when it's gonna come to an end. You know. Oh yeah. That's a good thing right there. That's what I'm talking about. You know, cause hey, that's you know, I don't know what I don't know what the family doing for Thanksgiving this year, cause you know, I've been spending a lot of my time working and stuff, so I really didn't have plans. I might just crash at a lot of people's houses, just snag a plate here and there, you know. What's up, True 7? What's good with it? Yeah, Kaz, you still going skating though? I hope you still going skating. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I hope that you still doing things that you love to do and that you care about. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's, you know, I hope that you still at least doing the things that you love, or the things that remind you of good things, because you know, ooh, excuse me. For a minute, I was, it was a place that me and my best friend used to go all the time. We used to go all the time, and it took me 4 years to after she passed to actually go back to that spot, because I was so scared to I was scared. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't fear nothing. I don't fear man, woman, or God. I don't fear nothing. And that was the one thing that I was afraid to do. I was scared to go to this one spot by the water. I was just so scared, because I don't know why I was scared. You know what I'm saying? I was just scared. And I finally built up the courage to go there. And when I went there, it wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? It was just like I was calm, but I had to build up to actually getting there. Oh yeah. So you went yesterday? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say this, kid. Love is legacy. You know what I'm saying? If when you love somebody, the things that you do for them, in honor of them, it's a part of their legacy too. You know what I'm saying? So both of y'all legacies running together, and to do the things that, you know what I'm saying, that makes their legacy better is you know what I'm saying? It's a great thing, like me being a nice person is a part of my best friend legacy, because she wanted me to be a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, one step at a time. Yep. And even if it makes me look like a punk, like, oh, you letting this nigga punk you out, like, all right, but they don't want the real me in real life, because the real me in real life, something different. You know? Yeah, I mean, I did so many things with my kids and my girl. You know what I'm saying? It was just like I did so much. It was like I almost was at the point where I was like, I gotta leave Detroit, because shit, we did everything in Detroit. So I thought, I was like, shit, I might have to leave. But you know, I already established my business here, and I got a couple lots that I own, and I'm already established. So like, once I get everything really established, maybe I may consider moving somewhere else. But right now, I'm just focused on, building my business, building my brand, and just focus on building. At this point, you know. Yeah, I used to skate. I mean, I don't think I could skate. I think I can go on a rink and not fall. You know what I'm saying? That's what I can do. Like I cannot fall. I don't go skating. I cannot fall. I can skate around in a circle, you know what I'm saying, and not fall. And I can't do the little cross my leg back and forth like they do like this when they do their little feet. Can't do that. But I can, you know what I'm saying? And if somebody pushing me, I could go backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you pushing me, I could go backwards, but you got to be pushing me, because if I turn around, go backwards, I still end up going frontwards. So, like, like I have I have this forward motion, even if I'm going, like, if I turn around and go backwards, I'm gonna eventually be going frontwards. So, I have, but it's fun to watch me though, because, shit. I be looking like a grown ass kid up there, like, so, but yeah, like these moments like this, like we sitting here laughing right now, and it's only a couple of us in here. Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? This is like peaceful to me. This is calm, because we actually sitting here and can talk, and you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the good moments that, you know what I'm saying, that we need in real life and on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world is terrible, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of us, we adding to it and shit like that. But like, I want to maintain the promise. You know what I'm saying? The promise that I made my best friend. I want to be that person. You know what I'm saying? Because that person made people smile. That person made people happy. That person was great. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't nothing that I couldn't accomplish. Whatever I wanted to do, me and my best friend, I said, I want to do this. She like, go ahead. And then it'll get done just like that because I was happy. I was focused. I was better. You know what I'm saying? I was stronger. I was faster, So, and then when I went through my depressive state, everything was slow. It stayed still. Wasn't nothing going on. And, so, yeah, like life is precious, y'all. And I don't want to spend my life hating y'all or hating nobody. I don't want to spend it doing that. I don't, I seen enough death. I caused enough death. You know what I'm saying? I've interacted with death. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the eyes of people who died. I know what it looked like. I don't want to be that. That's that's not what I want to be. And I don't want that to be my legacy. I want my legacy to be, what I'm saying? He was a good person. He helped everybody he could. He looked out for people. You know what I'm saying? He was loved. He was respected. You know what I'm saying? And, he stood on everything that he stood on. He was his own man. He wasn't a man like everybody else. He was his own man. He walked to his own drum. That's what I want my legacy to be. He was a great artist. I don't want to be known for all the negative things I've done, I raised beautiful children. I raised, what I'm saying? I helped take care of a few families, what I'm saying? I looked out for people, I looked out for strangers, what I'm saying? I want to be known for good things, not just the terrible things that I've done. I don't want that life. But yeah, I've been on here talking long enough. I just got on here to say what I thought was best. Maybe it might not have been the best. I know it's probably boring as shit, but I stand on everything that I say, and yeah, I'm with you on that, Kez. And I don't pray for my enemy. You know what I'm saying? If you my enemy, hey, you on your own. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna save all of my positive energy for the people that I love and respect. Like those are the ones who get my energy. The ones I hate, I'm just gonna just fade away from them. I'm gonna treat them like they don't exist. Because you know one thing my dad always told me is that when it comes to like karma and when it comes to karma and just when the Most High sees something, or the spirit sees something, it's like you don't want to get in the way of what God got coming to them, or the Most High got coming to them, or karma or the spirits. You don't want to get in the way of that because it's what's supposed to happen. So, I only pray for those who I love and respect. But I don't wish no hard on them though. Yeah. That's why I don't wish. That's why I don't wish ill on them. I just don't at all. But it's. And I don't know if the things that I've done in my life was the reason why things happen to me. You know what I'm saying? That could have been my karma. I don't know. But I know that. Right now that I could spend the rest of my life trying to make it right. You know what I'm saying? I could spend my time making it right. I'd rather make it right than You know, I'd rather make it right than, you know, than just keep going in a bad direction. You know, because the greatest force on this earth is love. Because, you know, and that's just my opinion, you know. People may not agree with me, but you know, love and respect are the two things that are the most important to me, because when you love something, you put effort into it. You care about it. You try to do your best for it. You know what I'm saying? You put all the best qualities that you have in yourself into what you love. You know, your passion, like artwork or music or building or plumbing or whatever you love. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the best at it because you love to do it. You know, and it's never gonna seem like work. And that's what, you know. This is how you know what I'm saying. Some people could get rich like that. You know. Where you don't have to do snake shit to get wealthy and get money. You know what I'm saying? You could do it the right way and still get the same amount of money and the same qualities and shit, you know. But oh yeah, we gonna take, one more shot for our loved ones, for the ones we got, the ones we got, the one we lost, the ones we lost, you know what I'm saying, the people that's for everybody, you know. Cheers. I hope that my words is I hope my words is help somebody. I hope my words you know change a couple people's minds. I don't know. I just hope that what I had to say, it had a positive impact on you, and love, peace, happiness, respect, positivity, you know, everything positive you got in your life, focus on that. Whatever negative in your life, address it once and then let it go, because it's still more you got to do. So, love, peace, and respect, y'all. Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace. Oh, and Cass, hey, all the time, Cass. I'm always be this same person. You know what I'm saying? And when I need you, you always there for me, and I appreciate you just as much as you appreciate me. I definitely, sister, you just, you know. But y'all have a great day. I mean, great evening. It's nighttime now. All right, peace.